Welcome to the check-in report. Hope you guys are having a good evening. We are here on a late night stream to talk about Sexyy Red. If you don't know who Sexyy Red is, she's a popular rapper. She is tearing up the hip-hop world with songs like Pound Town, Ski Yeet. And influence is, a wise person once said that influence is the strongest power. Influence. And this woman is an influence. You see her influence in the rap world. You see her influence. You see black women supporting her, behind her. You see hip hop behind her, supporting her. She's even on tour with Drake, who is the biggest artist in hip hop today. We want to talk about, is she the new standard for black women? This woman, in my opinion, is a negative representation of black women. She is a negative caricature of black women. She represents nothing but the vile and disgusting nature. And we're here to talk about it. We're here to walk this through. And I have to ask the question to the people that are watching this, the women that are watching this, the men that are watching this, the people that have kids, daughters, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want your young daughter, your little sister, your young impressionable family members, your little cousins, to be influenced by this woman, Miss Sexyy Red? Of course, we've always had female rappers that have pushed the envelope. We had the Little Kims, the Foxy Browns, the Trainers, Kaya. All of them have come and went. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. But I believe Sexyy Red is one of the worst offenders. She is really representing the most negative aspect, and you see her influence seeping into places where it doesn't belong. I'm going to play a video very soon of educators, teachers, people who educate your children, people who educate your daughters, your family members, the people that are supposed to be, teaching the youth for the next generations. They are pushing her influence inside of the classroom. They are pushing her influence inside of places where it does not belong. And you also had the story, let's not forget, of Sexyy Red going to a high school. What does a woman rapping about Pound Town, Pound Town, my coochie pink, my booty hole brown? What does a woman rapping like that have to do with her going to a high school? This is the place where, people are going off to their next, career path. They're going off to college. Some going off into the military service. These are our future generations, and they are being impressionable, and they are being influenced by Miss Pound Town. And she is a horrible offender. And we're here to talk about it. We're here to walk this thing through. We want to unpack this thing tonight. Is she the new representation? We are far away from the representations of a Michelle Obama, a Oprah Winfrey, a Serena Williams, Halle Berry. We are far from these representations. What's being pushed now? Think about it. What is being pushed now to the average black woman? What is being shown on Love and Hip Hop, on the MTV, BET, reality television? It's the Sexyy Red behavior. It's the Sexyy Red lifestyle. These are the influential things that will be pushing the next generation. We are crafting the minds of the next black female youth, supporting this woman, supporting the TV shows, supporting the behavior, and not doing anything to change it, not doing anything to change the narrative. And we will be watching some videos. We're going to talk about this thing. We're going to walk it down. We have to. It's of critical importance because we are shaping the next minds, the next Black female youth. We are far from the days of prestigious Black women. They are not pushing Claire Huxtables on your TV anymore. There's no woman that looks like Claire Huxtable anymore. There's no woman that looks like that. There's no honorable Black women on TV. There's no Anita Bakers, and there's no Cicely Tysons. Everything is Sexyy Red. Everything is love and hip hop. I'm throwing drinks. I'm fighting at the club. I'm fighting this girl who talked about me on social media. Everything is that. And we are influencing that, the culture, the people around it. And it's time to change the narrative. And we have to call out what we need to call out. We have to point these people out. We have to talk them. We have to shun them. And we have to ask ourselves, is this what we want for the future generations of the Black youth? Is this what we want for the future generations of Black females? This is where the Black female representation is going today. And it's a problem. It's an epidemic. So let's get into the videos of Sexyy Red, the Miss Pound Town rapper. This woman right here, Pound Town, pound town. My coochie pink, my booty hole brown. This is the woman that the industry has placed before us. This is the woman that they are prominently putting up. They are making this woman the poster child for hip hop right now. This woman is she's popping right now, ladies and gentlemen. This woman is popping right now. Don't get it misconstrued like this woman ain't popping. This woman ain't lit right now. She's lit. She is lit right now. Sexyy Red is one of the most popping. I would say she's the most popping female rapper today. Right now, as we speak. She's the most popping female rapper right now, as we speak. And this is what's influencing your child. This behavior, these actions, the way of life, what she's talking about, what makes her tick. And you have to protect your daughters. You have to protect your cousins. You have to protect the young children, the next generation that will be influenced by this woman. We have to change. We cannot allow this woman, respectfully, to take our Black female youth down this path. It's of critical importance. Now let's play some of these clips that I have lined up. We have a show tonight where we have to talk about these things. Now let me see. What do I want to get into first? There's so much to get into, ladies and gentlemen. We have to get to it. We have to talk about it. Let me see. You know what? Let me talk about this first. This is something that I wanted to talk about first. This was very important that I talked about this first. This is what I want to talk about. First and foremost, right? This woman, Sexyy Red, rapper, Pound Town rapper, her influence is seeping into our education system. We have educators who are yelling her lyrics, who are pushing her influence. Let's play the video of an educator playing her song, reciting her song. Let's play that right quick. The audio isn't working on this. Hold on. Let me refresh it and see if it works. But this is an educator who is playing the song of Sexyy Red. She's reciting the lyrics. I don't know why it's not that the audio wasn't playing, but she's yelling to her students the Sexyy Yeet song. The Sexyy Yeet song, which is a popular song. Everybody's singing it. It's everywhere. And she's singing it for her young students. For some reason, the audio isn't working. I don't know why. But this is one of the videos of an educator playing the song. And, it's just crazy that an educator is in a classroom, right? In a classroom, playing the song. Now this is another teacher that's playing the song, yelling the lyrics for the young kids in the classroom.
Trying to see what's up.
Let's play that again.
If your pencil sharpened.
How I get my students' attention.
If you see me, you trying to see what's up. If your pencil sharp.
This is an educator, ladies and gentlemen. This woman is supposed to be teaching the children ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, how to add, subtract, divide, read. She is influencing her young children, because let's be honest, the young children, they either heard the song, which is, we have to talk about the influence of children being allowed to watch these adult content things, and still, like, how does a young child know who Sexyy Red is? All of her content as of today is all adult content, but you see these young kids, they know the lyrics. So I have to also ask, what is going on at the home? This woman's influence is in the classroom. You have the teacher. You know, when I was going to school, we had teachers, they didn't know the vibes. They wasn't going to the late night functions. They wasn't in the club every Friday and Saturday night. These were married women. These weren't women of the world. These women were, church-going women. These women were old, in their 50s. But you have this new generation of teachers who they want to bring the club to the classroom. They want to bring the strip club. They want to bring the brunch to the classroom. And your child, your young daughters are being influenced by this. They're taking note of this. They're watching you. They're emulating you. They're impersonating you. And we have to be mindful of that. We are crafting the minds of the next generation. Let's continue.
How I get my students' attention.
If you see me, you trying to see what's up. If your pencil sharpened.
Like, honestly, you're supposed to be teaching the kids the 1, 2, 3s, the ABCs, how to divide, subtract. But you're sitting up there teaching them Sexyy Red lyrics. Like, what is going on in the American classroom? This is the influence. Is this the new standard for black women? And you notice, I haven't played no white teacher yet. The first teacher, I was trying to play the audio, it didn't work. But that was a black teacher. You saw the second video, that was a black teacher. Now we have a third teacher who is playing the Sexyy Red song, who is yelling the lyrics. You're supposed to be teaching the children. Let's play it. Oh, the sound is not working for this neither, huh? Okay. Hold on. Yeah, but this is a real thing that's happening, ladies and gentlemen. This woman's influence, and we got more stuff to get to, but this woman's influence is in our classrooms. It's in our classrooms. I mean, honestly, you have to worry about your teenage daughters watching this type of content and hearing this type of content. Now you have to worry about it in the classroom. It's crazy. Here's another video of Sexyy Red and Sukihana. Let's play this audio because for some reason, I can't play the other video of the woman and her, yelling with the teachers. But that was 3 teachers. 3 teachers are screaming out her lyrics in a classroom. Like, why is that allowed in the classroom? This is the same woman right here. Let's play her. This is her right here on the right. This is what little kids are yelling in a classroom. They're yelling the lyrics of this woman right here. Your young child, your young children, your black daughters, they are emulating this young woman. And just because a lot of you are asleep at the wheel as parents, you're asleep at the wheel. This is what your kids are being influenced by. Shout out to St. Clair Reed. I see you in there. This is what kids are being, they're emulating now. And if we don't change the narrative of what the standard is for black women. Because, let's be honest, the left is pushing this. The left wing, in my opinion, the left wing is pushing this. They want our black women wilding out, over sexualized. This is what they want for them, right? This is not conservative. This is not pro-black. This is not what's happening. This is detrimental to the black community. That's what this is. I mean, it's pure and utter nonsense. Sinclair Reed said, I pine for the days when teachers' personal opinions, music was kept to themselves. I agree. I mean, whose idea? Because, we still have parent teachers, committees and stuff like that. Those things still happen. I think that should be brought up in a school board meeting. Like, why is this teacher yelling out Sexyy Red lyrics to young children? Why is she doing that? That's detrimental to the young mind. Now, let's be honest. Let's say, hypothetically, right? Let's say I had a daughter that was in that classroom. I've done everything that I can to protect my child, shield my child from this type of behavior, to protect and shield my child from all types of things that are detrimental to her mind, all things that are sexually provocative and things that are, of that nature, all types of violent things. I'm doing everything I can as a parent to protect her from this. But I have a teacher that wants to go to the brunches and wants to go to the clubs, and she wants to bring the club to the classroom, and she's yelling out to the classmates, ski yeet, ski yeet. Now my daughter, who's in that classroom, who has been protected, I've done everything I did to provide her with security, to keep her away from this stuff. Now her mind is going to wonder, what are they talking about? What is that? Ski yeet? And then one of her friends is going to tap, oh, you don't know Sexyy Red? Oh yeah, let me show you Sexyy Red. She's and then now my daughter her mind is being corrupted. Her mind has to be exploited. Her mind is going to get, exposed to all this nonsense, to all this stuff that her mind is going to be exposed to all of the things that I tried to guide her away from. And now I'm gonna have to deal with my daughter being exposed to this because a lazy teacher, a teacher who cannot, stay out of the club, stay out of the brunches, and wanted to bring the club to the classroom. Stop bringing the club to the classroom. Get your little teaching book, get your little apple, go up to the board and do some real teaching. Stop with the, screaming out rap lyrics. Rap belongs on the Spotify and Apple Music and all the streaming platforms and on YouTube. That's where it belongs. It doesn't belong in the classroom. You are shaping the minds for the next generation. But instead of, doing everything to help with that, this is what you're promoting. Because now young kids, they're going to go type in Sexyy Red. They're going to type in ski. They're going to type in all of that. And they're going to wonder, where is that from? Where is that? What's Now, here's another video that I wanted to get to. It's crazy how the other videos didn't work, but this one worked. This is the Behavior of Sexyy Red. This is one of her videos. She's out taking pictures. Now, look how stank this girl looks. She looks complete and utter stank. Complete and utter stank right now. We don't want our daughters dressing like this. We don't want our daughters looking like this. She looks complete and total like a mess. But look how she carries herself when a man walks in front of the camera. The man that walks in front of the camera, he's just trying to go to his little humble job. And look how she talks to the man.
Care about you, security guard. You saw whooped out her own back.
Now she just told a man. Yeah, y'all didn't see that part, but a man walked across the camera. And he had his little dialogue with her. And now she's threatening the man. She says she's going to put hands on him. Will jump him out of here. Like, this is the type of behavior that this woman is promoting. Let's continue.
Fake police. Rent a cop. Gonna walk in front of my pitch.
Play that again.
Walk behind. You see I'm taking a picture of fast. I don't care about you. Security guard. whooped out her own guy. Fake police, rent a cop, gonna walk in front of my pitch.
This is how this woman carries herself. Ready to she's talking about jumping on a man. Like she's probably 130 pounds. Talking about she's gonna jump some man. This is the trashy attitude and trashy behavior that is being pushed upon your young daughters. And if people don't start to wake up and start to change the narrative, because as I'm gonna be honest with you guys, let's be real. They're not pushing positive black women on TV. How many positive, I mean, you see a couple in sports, they push a couple sport girls that's in sports that are positive black role models, but I'm talking about positive black role models, excuse me, positive black role models that are on your TV every day. Because, you know, basketball season is not yearly, you know, it's not, you know, it's not every day, you know, girls playing, girls in track, it's not all year. So those girls have to, you know, they have to sit down for a while. They have to train for a while. So they're not on your TV every day. But guess what's on your TV every day? Love and hip hop. Guess what's on your Instagram every day that's going viral? Sexyy Red, the things that she says, her music. So these are things that are on your TV. These are things that are on your computer. These are things that are on your phone every single day. Your daughter isn't going to see Serena Williams every single day on her computer, on her TV screen, on her phone. Your daughter isn't going to see Michelle Obama on her TV screen, her phone every single day. But your daughter is going to see Love and Hip Hop reruns accidentally on TV. Your daughter is going to put on her phone, scroll down her timeline and see Sexyy Red doing something ratchet or ghetto. And this is what the kids are influenced by. This is what the kids are watching. This girl is one of the hottest rappers in hip hop right now. She's not no small fry. She's popping right now. She's probably the hottest rapper right now. And this is the narrative that they're pushing. And I seen Star, he did a show about Sexyy Red. He talked about, is it possible that she's a industry plant? I believe that she may be a industry plant. She literally came out of nowhere. She came out of nowhere with this stupid song, Pound Town, My Booty Hole Brown, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I thought it was a novelty track. I didn't think she was a real artist. I didn't think she was a real, I thought it was like, you know, she just came through, did a little funny song. It was like a little novelty. And next thing you know, she's an artist. She got albums, singles out. She's on tour with Drake. I mean, this is what they really pushing this girl. Let me put that picture up with her and Drake. Hold on. Let me put that picture up with her and Drake. There you go. She's on tour with Drake. Hugged up with Drake. And you know Drake is a simp. Drake is gonna promote whatever toxic female is at the top of the game. He's gonna put on a record. He's gonna put on tour with him. He's gonna, you know, he's just trying to, you know, get likes. He's just trying to get, you know, that female demographic coming out to his shows, you know, supporting him. Hey girls, y'all support this toxic y'all support this toxic woman. Hey, listen, I'm gonna put her on tour. You guys can yell. I mean, he's just using her as an attraction on his tour, pretty much. But this is what the industry is pushing. And she is at the forefront, because we can't sit up here and act like she's not important. She's very important. What song are you talking about? Is that a real song about sodomy? What, the Pound Town song? I don't know what that song is. I don't know what that song is essentially about. I mean, she's a crazy woman. I don't know. The song goes, her coochie pink, my booty hole brown. I don't know what that's about. You know what I do want to know? I want to know, is that song Ski Yeet, the song that was singing, the teachers that was singing. I want to know, like, what is that about? Because if you got kids yelling about Ski Yeet, now we all know what that means, because Little John did a record that goes to the window, to the wall, to the sweat drip down my balls, all ski, ski, ski. Now, if you got little kids, now Sinclair Reed, let's go down the rabbit hole. Do these teachers have these kids yelling about skeet? Let's go down the rabbit hole because nobody's talking about that. If these teachers have little kids yelling about skeet, which is a slang for sperm, right? It's a slang for sperm, skeet, right? If they have little kids yelling this absolutely positively needs to go to a school board so these teachers could lose their job. I'm gonna be honest with you. 110%. If these teachers have these little kids yelling this song, yelling about ski yeet, somebody needs to get into a school board meeting and have all 3 of these teachers' jobs taken. All of these teachers need to have their job taken because you're bringing obscene lyrics, obscene behavior, obscene songs, and you're implementing them to the classroom. Instead of implementing the times tables, implementing a new book to read, implementing something educational, you're implementing a song about ski yeet. Now that's the rabbit hole we need to really talk about because there's little kids yelling about this. That's weird. Why are little kids rapping this song in a classroom? And we have a really big problem with the educational system. A lot of these teachers that go to these kindergarten classes, these elementary classes, let's be honest, a lot of them, either one or two, it's either A or B, right? Either they went to college, they worked hard, they never really had a chance to party, they never really had a chance to really go out and do the things that they wanted to do. Like the average college experience, it was pretty much a bookworm, so they didn't really have fun. And then they finally get their teaching degree, right? And they want to bring the club to school. And that's why you hear so many stories about these teachers having these relationships with these children in these schools because they never had that fun. They never got it out their system. So they go to these elementary schools, they go to these high schools, and they want to live their college fantasies. It's almost like going back to college again. It's almost like, returning to your teenage years, and these women get wrapped up in it. And then they want to bring that, type of nonsense to this classroom, and there's no time for that. It's a real thing, and it's happening. Yeah, the teachers union needs to do something. I mean, you have kids yelling ski yeet in a classroom. Like, how is that appropriate? Hold on. Let me see if I can play that video. This one won't play, but it plays with the audio, but this woman right here.
Oh, I get my students' attention.
If you see me and you trying to see what's up.
Why do you have little kids yelling that? Like, honestly, like what is your deal here? Like, I don't get it. I don't get why is that, and why did she think that was a good idea? Because clearly, let's be honest, clearly this is something that she always does, because clearly this is like a routine that always happens in the classroom. They always, I guess this is something that they do for fun or whatever, Let me see something. Hold on. This won't play neither. All right. So, but you pretty much there's 3 teachers. There's 3 teachers that have been doing this. 3 teachers that have, Sexyy Red playing. They got the lyrics, they're chanting the lyrics. Like what is the deal with that? Like, why is that the standard in our classrooms? And this stream is basically about the influence that these women have. These women have influence. These are educators in a classroom. And we got to stop saying that, it's just songs, it's not that deep and yada, yada, yada. No, it's serious. It's a problem. Because if you got educators around the country who think that it's appropriate to yell Sexyy Red lyrics and, think that they're not going to have any backlash because of it. I mean, she already got in trouble for going to a high school, and a lot of people had a lot of backlash from that, because they was like, what is a rapper, a female rapper, rapping about Pound Town, Pound Town? What is she doing at a high school? I mean, I have to agree. What is she doing at a high school? I mean, we all know high school is a hotbed. Like, I mean, we all went to high school. We all know teenagers are in high school. Their hormones are off the chain. They're raging hormonal beings in high school. And then you drop somebody off like that in the high school. I mean, to me, that was just bad judgment all around. Whoever signed off on that, whether it was the principal or whether it was the superintendent, that was just a bad idea. I mean, you have hormonal kids that are, lusting after one another, just hormones is off the Richter. They just ready to jump on top of each other, and you drop off a person like that who is overly sexualized, glorifying sexual nature, and tell me, like, what? I mean, you should have sent her there with a porn star. You should have sent her there with a, Tiana Trump. You should have sent her there with, Roxy Reynolds. You was better off doing that. You should have just, we should have sent Brian Pumper in there with her too. Why not? If you're gonna sit there and promote her. Yeah, I agree. When it's kids that young, Sinclair, I agree. They should have some type of cameras for the children. I agree. Oh, in your kids' daycare, you have cameras. That's a good idea, man. I think when it's kids that young, yeah, I agree. When it's kids like in kindergarten, even 1 through 4, I mean, I think that's a good idea. Like, I mean, these kids are young. I mean, I don't know if you saw that story about the daycare in Brooklyn, that somebody has been storing fentanyl, and one of the children in the daycare ultimately died because somebody's been in that daycare storing fentanyl. So I think it is important to have some cameras in these classrooms, and because you don't know what these kids, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of these teachers that are teaching, I mean, they got a lot of issues, man. I mean, I don't really believe in the daycare system. I don't really believe in that system. I don't believe in the school system either. But the daycare system is so sketchy. You see so many videos of children getting abused on those daycare cameras, or daycare workers mishandling your child. It's just, it's nothing like that old fashioned, leaving your child with your grandmother, leaving your child with your auntie, your mother. It's nothing like that, man. It's nothing like that, man. That a daycare ain't gonna never be better than, sending a child off to your grandmother or your mother, man. Like, it's never gonna be like that. It's never gonna be nothing better than that, because these daycare workers are weird. They're odd. You don't know what they're doing with your children when you're not around. I think it's dope. That's dope that you have the cameras there, because I think that's important. So that's good that you have cameras at the daycare where your child is at. That's very important. That's, at least you can keep tabs on them and monitor what they're doing, because there are a lot of creeps out here. But Sexyy Red, she's like, oh man, let me hide that. Sexyy Red, she's a bad influence for black women, man. And, we have to change the narrative, bro. We have to change the narrative. We can't allow these types of people to come into the black community and be pushed to the forefront, be pushed as the spokes. Like, as much as we want to ignore it, I'm going to be real with you. As much as we want to ignore it, she is at the forefront for black women. And I know I'm probably gonna get some backlash for that. No, she's not. She's not at the forefront for black women. But tell me, if she's not at the forefront for black women, who is? Who's at the forefront? Think about it. And when I say forefront for black women, I'm talking about women that are pushed in front of your face. Like, I'm talking about representation, right? When you log on your iPhone, go on your timeline, right? When you go on your Twitter, when you turn on your TV, right? Who was the representation for you? This is the representation right now. They got Sukihana, Sexyy Red. Of course, you got the bigger stars like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. But right now, as I speak right now, this is the hottest female rapper right now. And she was just at the Jets game. I just seen pictures of her at the Jets game, tearing it up. She's on tour with the biggest rapper on the planet, which is Drake. So you can't tell me that she's not at the forefront. She is at the forefront. If I said another girl, if I said like Coi Leray, or if I said like who else is another one? What's another female rapper? Scarlett. If I said Scarlett or Coi Leray, and you said no, they're not at the forefront, I would agree they're not. But this woman, she is. She's popping right now. She got at least 2 hot records. She's on tour with the hottest rapper. She's on all the remixes. Everybody, she's on every website, from Shade Room to TMZ, academics. She's everywhere. So you can't tell me that she's not a representation of black females when she's at the forefront, when she's everywhere. You see her everywhere. You see her on your TV. You see her on your phone. I don't see Serena Williams, respectfully. I don't see Serena Williams on my phone every day. I don't see Serena Williams on my TV every day. I don't even see Beyonce. Beyonce going to do her tour for the next couple dates, and she's going to disappear. She'll go back to her life, live her life. So she's not at the forefront right now. This is the woman you see on your TV and on your phone every single day. This is the representation of black women right now. Now, people have to wake up, because 30 years ago, 40 years ago, Claire Huxtable, she was the representation of black women. That was the representation. When people turned on a TV, there were no phones back then, right? This was the woman that was representing black females. When they turned on the TV in the 90s and the early 2000s, Oprah was everywhere. She was everywhere. This was before phones again. This was the woman, these were women at the forefront of representation of black women. Now, when we get to this era, where the black female rapper is probably the most prominent right now, and then you have shows like Love and Hip Hop, these are the women at the forefront for representation of black women. I mean, it's just honest. And now, if we have to remember, like, do we want our young children to be like this? Me personally, I don't want my young daughters. If I had a young daughter, I would not want my young daughter looking up to this type of person. I would not want my daughter emulating this person. I would not want my daughter looking at this. If I had a daughter in this era, I would be doing everything to shield them from this type of behavior, this type of, music, this types of, entertainment. I would probably not, I'll probably give her a very modest phone where she can't go on Instagram and look at this stuff, because this stuff is up and down the timeline. And I would do everything I could to shield them. But even when you shield your children from these types of things, you see how this stuff is being influenced in a classroom. So even trying to protect your children, that's honestly, it's not enough. It's not enough. You could put all the safe holds on your child. You could block their phone from Instagram. You could give them the phone with the only 2 numbers on it with you and a 911. You could do all of that. You could ban all of the TV shows, put a block on your TV. You could do all of that. But when your daughter walks in the classroom and the teacher yells, "When you see me, you better say what's up." Ski. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when your daughter gets curious about that? And then she's at school and, and then one of her friends has a phone and they say, "Oh, you don't know who Sexyy Red is? That was the song. Oh, yeah, let me show you some of her videos. She funny." And your daughter's looking at all these videos from her friend. Oh yeah, Sexyy Red. She's, twerking. Sexyy Red. Oh, yeah. She's, she's showing her behind off. She's a ratchet hoe. She's doing all this weird stuff. Oh, yeah. Her best friend is Sukihana. She likes to eat butt. Like, this is what your daughter could get exposed to. And, people have to wake up. We are molding the minds for the next generation. We are molding the minds for the future generations. Do you want the future generations of black women to be Sexyy Red? Do you want the future generations of black women to be Glorilla, Suki Hana, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj? Do you want the next generation of black women? This is the representation of them. These are the females that they look up to. They support them. They look up to them. They idolize them. Honestly, they idolize them. I was just on Shade Room earlier in regards to that video where she was cursing out the security guard, and I see black women on there praising her. Oh, I love the way she acts. She's so ghetto. I love it. It's so gutter. I like the way she acts. Crooning over her. Just so in love with her attitude. So in love with the ratchet nature. And we are far ways from positive black female representation. We are far ways from that. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me pull that up. Let me pull that up. We're doing a late night show today. Late night. Let me see if I can pull that up right quick on here. Give me a second. Let me pull that up for y'all. For y'all out there in TV land. Of what the representation used to be. This is what the representation of black women used to be. Right? Claire Huxtable. Right? Let's take it back. Let me take y'all back in the tripping time, man. Claire Huxtable. This was a prestigious black woman, y'all. This was a prestigious black woman. Felicia Rashad. That was a prestigious black woman. On television. You got to think every day. Young kids in the 80s, young kids in the 90s. We grew up watching prestigious black women. We didn't have a bunch of Sexyy Reds. This was before Little Kim was popping. This was before Trina was popping. This was before female hip hop was really, really prevalent, or was beginning to be prevalent. This was before all of them. Felicia Rashad, she was a representation of black women who held herself with grace, honor, and she was on your TV every day. Let's go to another prominent black woman that was on TV every day. Now, a lot of people don't like her. A lot of people have their issues with her, including me. I don't like a lot of things she does. I don't like a lot of things she represents. But in terms of the way she carried herself throughout the years and, what she's turned into, Oprah Winfrey, another prestigious black woman from back in the day. Let's be honest. You didn't see Oprah in front of Popeyes twerking. You didn't see Oprah, cursing out some cop while she had her stripper gear on. You didn't see that. Oprah was on her television, making her M's, making her money. Businesswoman. She did do a lot of cooning for white women. We got to call her out on that. She did a lot of cooning for white women, for middle class white women. She did a lot of cooning for them, but we never saw her, busting down a 4-piece in front of Popeyes twerking. So I'll give her that much at least. But we don't see that anymore. We don't have prominent black women. Let me throw some more prominent black women up there. Serena Williams. Now, I have my issues with this woman as well. But in terms of how the thing, I may have my issues with them in terms of some of these women, but I can't deny that they've held themselves with grace. I can't deny that they've held themselves with honor. Serena, she only had that one, well, maybe two things that I probably don't like. I don't like how they bleached. I don't like how she bleached herself on that magazine, and then we also have to talk about her husband, but that's neither here nor there. I can let that go for the sake of the argument. But in terms of her character, I'm talking about her character here, y'all. In terms of her character, she's held herself with nothing but grace, man. Pure competitor. One of the greatest tennis players. I'm not even going to say female tennis players. I'm going to say tennis players. One of the greatest tennis players that ever lived. held herself with grace, a pure competitor. These were the types of women that were on our TV screen, but it's not like that anymore. And I'm talking about on the forefront. Of course, we have black female tennis players like Coco and Naomi Osaka, I believe her name is. Black women that are out there doing the thing. But I'm saying in the forefront. Serena was at the forefront. Serena was the biggest thing in sports for a number of years. So she was at the forefront. So when we're talking about prominent black women, these were prominent black women that I'm showing you. Now let's go to another person. These are prominent black women. I'm talking about in terms of mainstream, y'all. These are not like, these ain't no Ashada Shakurs or no, or no, really groundbreaking black women. I'm just talking about black women that they showcase commercial wise, We're not gonna, I'm not gonna put like, Maya Angelou up here because, they were important figures, but they weren't at the forefront and they weren't commercialized. The women that I'm showing are the women that were commercialized. That's what I'm trying to get to y'all. Of course, there's plenty of incredible black women throughout history, but I'm talking about the women that they commercialize because they're commercializing Sexyy Red. So I want to showcase the women that they commercialize. They are commercializing Sexyy Red. So I want to place these women that I'm talking about. The women that I'm talking about are the women that are commercialized. So Beyonce, another woman that they placed at the forefront in her time. She, great musician, great singer. Never really had any, really scandal. She does need to act her age sometimes because she's up there in age and she still is wearing these skimpy outfits, but. Other than that, she's always held herself with grace. I've never seen her, twerking in front of Popeyes, busting down a 4-piece. So I got to give her respect. I can't say the same for Sexyy Red. I can't say the same for Sukihana. I can't say the same for Glorilla and all of these women. They are a complete embarrassment for black women today. They are doing they're doing a true disservice to the representation of black women today. A true disservice. I mean, all those black women that fought to, all those black women that fought from slavery to Reconstruction, from Jim Crow to the civil rights, all the black women in film and the media that worked hard to get those positions, those jobs, all those women that had to work hard to change the narrative, to change the stereotypical nature of how black women were perceived on film and on media. And these women, the Glorrillas, the Sexyy Reds, the Cardi B's, and I'm going to even say Nicki Minaj. Even though Nicki Minaj, she is a businesswoman, she's done a lot. I'm still going to say, you know what? She did a lot detrimental to black women. Hey, make sure y'all like this video. If y'all ain't here, make sure y'all like this video, man. Infinite Solutions. What you saying, man? Hell no. She might be the standard for rap, but hell, that has been sliding since strippers and OnlyFans are the standard. This is industry male dominated choice made to generate money and commercialize. I disagree. She's at the forefront for black women. I mean, think about it. I'm gonna show you how she's at the forefront, bro. When you go on your phone, right? You go on your phone, you go on your timeline. Who do you see? You don't see, like the strippers and the OnlyFans. You saying that they're the standard? Hold on. You said strippers and OnlyFans models are the standard. They're not the standard because you know why? You know why they're not the standard? Because we can't really, we don't really know them like that. Let's be honest. Like, there's maybe a couple simp dudes that have OnlyFans probably know some of these women, but I can't. If you put about 10, if you put about 10 OnlyFans models on the TV right now for me, I wouldn't know not one of their names, man. I wouldn't know not one of their names. You have to go back for me. You have to pay Roxy Reynolds and and Sarah J up there for me to like. But none of these new OnlyFans, they're not at the forefront because they're kind of generic. They're just OnlyFans models. They're not like influencing anything. They're just there making money. I'm not hating on them. They I don't support them, but they're making their money. But they're not at the forefront because there's so many girls that are doing it. I'm talking about girls at the forefront. The girls at the forefront are the standard. Sexyy Red is the standard. I don't see women acting like OnlyFans. I'm talking about in behavior, right? In behavior, how they act, how they move, what are their interests. Like, like you see Sexyy Red's influence. They yelling her lyrics in classrooms. You see the ratchet behavior. You see how, not all black women. That's the thing that on my channel that I never want to do. I don't want to generalize all black women. We can't generalize all black women. All black women are not the same. Even when I'm talking about the standard, I'm talking about the standard of what's being pushed. I'm not saying that all black women act like Sexyy Red. I'm not saying all black women are emulating, impersonating, or trying to be that. But what I am saying is this is the standard. They are making this the standard for black women. And there's no question about that. What's being pushed? What's the narrative? What are they showing on your TV every day? You go on TV, they got love and hip hop. Women fighting, throwing drinks, acting ratchet. That's the standard. You go on your Instagram, you roll down your timeline, you see Sexyy Red twerking in front of a Popeyes. That's the standard. And we don't have anything right now, at this moment, at the point of me speaking, we don't have anything that's offsetting that. We don't have the something that's totally antithetical of that, that's being pushed to us. Back in the day, we did. We had a Little Kim and we had a Lauryn Hill. We had, black female adult stars in the 80s and the 90s. But guess what? They was never at the forefront. You had Claire Huxtable on TV every day. You had prominent black women on TV every day in music and in media. But they are pushing this ratchet, ghetto, hood rat as the the standard for black women. And I think that we have to call it out. Yeah, Maya Angelou, Condoleezza Rice, yeah. Rosa Parks. Well, I don't know about Condoleezza Rice, but I'll give you Maya Angelou and Rosa Parks, but I don't know about Condoleezza Rice, She's another she's another butter biscuit eater, She did a lot of tap dancing. So I don't know about her, but I'm with you with Maya Angelou and Rosa Parks though. I'm with you with them. But yeah, this is the standard, man. And a lot of you black men, because I'm not gonna just put this on the black women. I'm gonna really talk about this, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's you black women's fault, man. If I'm gonna be honest, man, because I could point fingers at the women, but I gotta point fingers at you men, because you allowed it. You allowed it. You glorified, sexualizing black women. You glorified it. You wilded out on black women. You you mistreated them. I'm talking about, in the music industry. You know what I mean? You did a lot to put them down. You thought female hip hop was corny and this, that, and the thing. And I ain't gonna lie, right now they're kind of running things. They're kind of running the game right now. And now that they're running things, and I'm not saying that, nobody's gonna pack out a stadium listening to Sexyy Red, but they are running things in terms of influence. Influence wise, they are running things right now. They are running things right now in terms of influence. You go to the club, the women are screaming loud for these records. The Glorrillas and the Sexyy Reds and the Lottos, they are screaming loud these records. So the influence is there. And they're running things. And a lot of you men, you hated on a lot of these women. And you allowed the game to be this misogynistic place, and now they're kind of using that against you. And I just feel like we should have did a better job as men protecting these women, not making women some type of sexual being in hip hop. We should have made them a little bit more modest, made them a little bit more respectable. Maybe if we didn't make 1,000 records, 1,000,000 records about them shaking their behinds and doing them dirty and slutting them out and doing all some wild stuff, maybe if we would have been a little bit more responsible of how we were showcasing black women, how we were talking about them on records, maybe they wouldn't think this is cool. Maybe we should have did a better job. She is an accomplishing black woman. Oh, you talking about Condoleezza Rice? Listen, I don't rock with Condoleezza Rice, man. God bless her. If she's a concert pianist, I respect it. But in terms of, this is just my opinion. Like, she's not on my list, respectfully. I'm not trying to down her. I'm sure she done a lot. She's definitely done a lot politically. I respect what she did, but is she in my top 10, top 15, top 20 of respectable black women, honorable black women, prestigious black women? No, she wouldn't even. I don't think she would even be in my top 100 in terms of prestigious black women. I mean, she got a lot of black women to go through before she. I mean, but is she accomplished? Definitely. I can't take that away from her. Nobody can take that away from her. She's definitely an accomplished black woman. But Sexyy Red, man, a poor representation of black women. And I think that it's time for us to change the narrative. I don't want the next generation of black women to emulate this woman. That's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. And a lot of you don't know the history about this woman. This woman, she talked about being sexually violated at a young age. This woman talked about how she was, let's use the word grape. She talked about how she was violated. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think that has a lot to do with her disposition in her music and in her life and the way she acts and the way she carries herself. You can tell this woman has dealt with some type of trauma. And, I wish the best for her. I'm happy that she's found success, and I hope she's, finding some type of happiness in her life. But, somebody has to really help her in terms of the what she's representing. She's representing the most negative aspects of being a black woman. And this cannot be the standard. She doesn't even know that she's being used. And by the time she realizes that she was used in her career, she's gonna be nobody's gonna care about her music. She'll be another one of these female rappers that their time came and went, and there'll be another girl, and then they'll use her. That's the story. Just like they used female rappers from back in the day, they're going to use them. They're going to sexualize them. They're going to use them. They're going to put them in the forefront. And then when they get, nobody cares about their records. Nobody cares about their music. It'll be another girl. And they'll use her. And nobody's going to tell her, listen, you should do it like this, or she's not going to want to hear them. And then there'll be another girl being used. That's the story here. But yeah, I wanted to come in here and talk to y'all about Sexyy Red. Is she the new standard for black women in America? I don't want her to be the new standard for black women. I think that we need to change the narrative. It's time for us to change the narrative. I don't want her to be at the forefront for representation of black women. We have black women that are out here. They're, entrepreneurs. They're doing the thing. They're making money. They're, professionals. Work hard. Great jobs. There's a lot of black women that could be at the forefront. And, this is not what it is. Shelf life for 10 years. Nah, Sinclair, you wildin'. 10 years. You think Sexyy Red could have a 10-year career? 10 years? You know how long that is? Let's put that in perspective. You know Drake has been out for 10 years, right? Are you trying to tell me Sexyy Red could be out for 10 years? I wouldn't even give her 3. I think even 3 is cutting it. It'll be another girl. Listen, there's always gonna be another girl. It'll always be another girl. Cause the things that they're rapping about aren't like they're not deep. There's nothing of substance with them. And what happens is what happened it's almost like what Nicki, right? Because Nicki was one of the biggest things, and you see her audience is really dwindling. It's been dwindling yearly. And the reason why Nicki's Minaj career was dwindling every year is because she refused to grow. We all saw her talent. Nicki Minaj is probably one of the most talented female rappers. She has to be top 5 in terms of talent. She's probably one of the most talented female rappers, but she chose to take the red pill. She chose to be in the Matrix or whatever pill, the blue or the red. She chose to be a part of the Matrix. That's what I'm trying to get at. She chose to do those commercial records. She chose to rap about the things that she chose to rap about. She could have been the next Lauryn Hill. And she really could have changed the narrative of black female hip hop. But she continued down the road she went and went down the commercial road that she went, and she wanted to promote sex and, glorification of it and, people eating her behind and look at me, I got my butt out. And she did that for a number of years, and her crowd, her audience dwindled and dwindled and dwindled, and it's not what it used to be. She still has fans. She still has a core fan base, but it's not what it used to be. Country fairs. Oh man, she'll be doing country fairs with that one hit. Yeah, I can see her doing some country fairs. Pulling up on the donkey, talking about pound time, pound on a carousel, talking about pound time, pound time. Yeah, I can see her doing that. Realistically, she doesn't have talent. No disrespect to her, and I'm happy that, because you don't know these female situation. Because a lot of times people get on these microphones and they talk about these women and they get on them, but you don't know what these women had to do to survive. A lot of these women were probably really messed up in life. They went through a lot of trauma. They was broke. They was in dead-end jobs. And, they got on a microphone. They got in the recording booth. And that one song changed their life. And, we could slander them. We could say what we want about them. But at the end of the day, we're not putting food on their table. We're not helping them. We're not helping them sell a record. We're not going to provide for them to get out of the hood. So you don't really know what these women have went through. A lot of these women, they went through some real trauma, some real traumatic things. And, that one record blew off. Like, you seen the videos and the pictures of Sexyy Red when she was young. I don't know if you've seen them, but she was looking like she was messed up in life, man. She wasn't doing too good. Glorilla, she's another one. She wasn't doing too good in life. And, that one record, changed their lives. And now they're making a little bit of money, and, in one sense, it's like, you hate that they're being used and you kind of resent them for being used. But in another sense, it's almost like, man, we don't know what they really been through. We don't know, like, you don't know what type of, they could have been, sitting on an eviction notice, hair not done for months, nails ain't been did in weeks. Just got fired from Burger King. Like, a lot of these women, they was living hard, and they finally got that one big record, and it's like, can you really change what really made you blow? Like, if Pound Town was the record that got her out the hood, is it crazy for us to ask her to change now? Maybe in her brain it might be. Maybe. That's something that we should think about. We don't know what these women have went through. We don't know the traumatic experiences. But they are clearly being used. There's no question about it. They're being used by the music industry. They are being used. They are being put at the forefront because they want the industry wants The industry wants black women, and all women for that matter, to be dumb, deaf, and blind. They're never going to push. They are never going to push another Lauryn Hill to the forefront. Nicki Minaj was the last attempt. That was like the last one that they would have let. If Nicki Minaj would have chose to not be a part of the Matrix and say, you know what, I'm gonna go the Lauryn Hill route. If she would have went, she would have been the last one. But at this point, nah. They want black women on this type of narrative. The dumb, deaf, and the blind. I'm ratchet. I like to twerk in front of Popeyes. I'm this over-sexualized being that doesn't have any social conscious, any social awareness. I don't care about the representation. I'm gonna twerk here. I'm gonna twerk there. I'm gonna be demeaning. I'm gonna demean myself. I'm gonna just be a total negative aspect of black life. That's what, she represents. And, it's sad, but it's real spill. It's real spill. And we have to do something to change that narrative. I mean, we can't allow this to continue. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have an issue more with black women supporting her. Why are black women supporting her? Why are black? I was on Shade Room earlier. Why are they on Shade Room supporting her? There was a few black women on there that was like, shaming her. Oh, she looks stank. Why she acting like that? Blase, blase, blah. But it was a lot of black women on there supporting her. And let me speak to that real quick. Listen, respect to all black women, but black women have to stop supporting black women just because they're a black woman. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's an issue in the black community. I see a lot of black women support black women just because they are a black woman. They don't care about what they represent. They don't care what, their beliefs are. They don't care what they stand for. They just have this solidarity with other black women just because they are a black woman. And I think that that's a very dangerous way to go about it, because listen, I got respect and I got a lot of love for brothers, but I'm not going to sit up here and respect and have love for every black brother because I don't know all of their beliefs. I don't know what they stand for. Like, this black men on YouTube that just get on YouTube and literally shame black women. They shame on single black mothers. They talk about black women like they're the lowest of the low. I mean, should I show solidarity with them just because they're black men? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think I should do that. I don't think I should just get on this microphone and just support black men just because they're a black man. I mean, just because I have some solidarity with them because they're black men, I think that's trash. I mean, what are their views? What do they believe in? What do they stand for? What are they doing? Those are the things that make me say, okay, that's a brother I could support. That's a person I could support. I can't support what Sexyy Red does. If I was a black woman and I saw the things that she did and I was a black woman, I would be like, yo, that's not something that I could support. That's not something that, that I want to represent me. She doesn't represent me. That's what I would say. When I see a person like Jason Whitlock, when I see a person like Charlemagne the God. When I see a person like Charlemagne the God, that's not a black man that represents me. There's a lot of black men out there that I don't rock with them. I don't believe in their views. I don't rock with the things that they say, things that they do, their past. I'm not going to sit up there and say, oh, I have solidarity with that black man just because he's a black man. Like, I'm not doing that. It's out. So I think a lot of black women need to get off of that narrative, just supporting black women just because they're a black woman. Like, no. If she doesn't support the things that you believe in, if she doesn't, if y'all not from the same cloth, if you don't like the way she is as a woman, you don't like the things she does, things she stands for, don't support her. You know what I mean? Don't do it. Just say, nah, I don't rock with that. I don't rock with the things she believes in. We have to get away from that. I mean, I can't do that. They usually do. This is what Sinclair Reed said. Shout out to you. They usually do, and they say I found God, things and try to reinvent themselves when they hit the wall. Yeah, that commonly happens. when, people hit the wall, they try to reinvent themselves. You know, I kind of feel for her because when I saw that video about her talking about how she was violated sexually, I kind of realized the reason why she acts like that is because of, the reason why she's emulating this and doing this is because she's been victimized. She's been traumatized. And I don't think that she's ever really healed from that. And I don't think she's ever really, really come to grasp with the healing aspect, because you got to think these are women that have just been thrown into the music industry. Like, they really found this woman off the hood, off the block, and, they gave her a record deal. The industry pumped her. They gave her money and, they propped her up. She hasn't gotten any healing yet. She hasn't had time to reflect on her life before all of this fame and fortune. I mean, and then now everybody's telling her to change. It could be kind of like, wow, what is going on right now? There's a lot going on. So I kind of feel for her in a way as well. But I mean, I can't support her. I can't support nothing she does. She doesn't represent the type of black woman that I want to support. I can't support black women that act like that. I think that's out. I mean, she's like the modern version of Sleep and Eat right now. It's like Sleep and Eat. It's like, Amos and Andy. Her and Sukiana, they're like Amos and Andy, Sleep and Eat. That's what they represent today. Yeah, but that was my stream on, just the representation of black women. Thank y'all guys for joining me. Shout out to St. Clair. Shout out to everybody that came into the live. Whether you're watching this on the live stream or the rebroadcast, I just want to come on here and talk about this woman. And, hopefully we can change the narrative on what they're pushing for black women. We need to put black women at the forefront that are working hard, that are entrepreneurs, that are business people, that are loving mothers, nurturers to society, to black youth, black women that hold down the home, black women that want to be married, black women that want to have successful relationships with black men. These are the types of black women that we need to put at the forefront, not Sexyy Red. I'm sorry, but that's my stream. Thank you guys for joining me. This is the check-in report. We out of here, y'all.